this is Megan from Resourceful Dance. We help dance studio owners to use tech to work smarter and stress less. So today in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use Convertkit to set up an email sequence. So in our last blog post, I talked all about sales funnels. So we are breaking down just one element and something super simple that you can do to improve the experience for people that inquire about your dance classes. So in the example I'm going to talk about today, we're just going to think about a hypothetical situation where you have a form on your website that maybe is kind of a general form, like put in your email address here to learn more about our programs or to join our email list. So these are people that are already on your website and they just maybe not quite ready to sign up for a class, but they're interested. So we're going to set up an email sequence where you're going to introduce yourselves, you're going to tell them a little bit more about what you offer, and hopefully you're just going to kind of start a conversation so that they are motivated to actually enroll in a class or do a trial. So it's just a way for them to get to know you and kind of keep that conversation going. So we use ConvertKit. We have used MailChimp. I've used Constant Contact. We've also kind of played around with Active Campaign. And ConvertKit, if you are interested in setting up sequences, in doing sales funnels, and really growing your list to try to do a little bit more email marketing, I really think it's worth it to invest in ConvertKit. It is a little bit more expensive. It's not free. But depending on your list size, it may not be that much more expensive than if you're getting to the point where you have to pay in MailChimp or Constant Contact. I think the lowest price point they have is $29 if your list is under 1,000 email addresses. So it just makes everything as far as setting up an automation a million times easier and more intuitive, I think, than MailChimp. So I'm going to take you through the steps we would do to set this up. So I'm on ConvertKit now. I'm going to log in. It should already have me signed in. And then I'm going to go to Forms. And you can see here a bunch of forms that we have already created. So the nice thing about the forms in ConvertKit is that it gives you a lot of data right here. So we can see how many people have visited this particular form, how many people actually signed up, and then the next thing right here is conversion. So that's out of all the people that have seen the form, how many people are actually taking that step to type in their email address. So it's a great way to kind of test different options. You know, if you want to try a pop-up, or if you want to try a landing page, or if you want to try, a different copy or a different title, you can see what's working and what's not. So I am just scrolling down trying to find, my untitled form that I'm going to edit. So it gives you options here to customize, join the newsletter, you can put in a picture, you can change the different settings here, and it's all very intuitive. So if I click on anything here, we can type in join our mailing list to learn more about our classes. I could drag a picture here. I could write a little bit more font. I click save. I'm going to move on. I can also go to settings, and that's going to give me even more options. So if I go to style, that was showing me a full style. You can also do a minimal, naked, inline, which is normally what we do in our blog post. So whatever you want, you can kind of play in with these different things. It makes it very easy to customize all these different messages, so you can make these all really specific to your business, your dance studio. Thank you for, inquiring about our classes. It's good to have you. You can sign your name. This is also, it makes it super easy if you are wanting to do some sort of opt-in like we talked about in our sales funnel blog post. Here's how easy it is. Incentive download, and I'm just going to drag a file. This is not anything related. This is another image I meant. But you can see how easy this is. So after somebody signs up, you would just say, like, click the link to confirm and get your freebie or get your download, and they're automatically given that. In MailChimp, the path to doing this is not this simple. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not just drag. You would have to add a link to that in your thank you page, and you'd have to have that document uploaded somewhere else, like either in Google Drive or on your website. It's not as simple as just drag it in. If you want to send them to a URL, you could also customize this, what it says there. So all sorts of options. The one thing I will say in ConvertKit, you have to save at every step of the way. I've made that mistake before. So as you go through these options here on the left, you have to save. Embed. So at the point where you're ready to put this on your page, it's going to give you a little piece of code. You have to copy and paste, and you just put that on your page. Easy peasy. And then it should appear right in your site. If you have a WordPress site, you can also get a plugin for ConvertKit, and then it's even easier. You don't have to kind of toggle between ConvertKit and your website. If you're on your website, you've already created this form, you can see the form and just create it from there. So once you have done that, so let's say we have made this form, and then we now are ready to set up our sequence. So sequence is just, oh, I already started this sample. So this is for our blog post. We have a welcome series. So as people sign up for one of our downloads, they're taken through a welcome series with 3 emails, okay? So those are all just automatically sent out. We don't do anything there. We should actually probably revisit those. Confession. We haven't really looked at what is in that series for a long time, so that's on our to-do. But this would be one that I kind of started creating. Welcome to ABC Dance Academy. So I'm going to click on that. And it is so easy. So the first one, you're just going to click, how often you want to get this to go out. So one day, it's just the default on there. You're going to change your subject. Thank you for your interest. And I already kind of pre-wrote some emails here. I didn't put a huge amount of thought into them, but just so you get the idea. So this first email I'm using is super general. It's just thank you so much for joining our list. It tells the parents a little bit about the dance studio. So I'm just going to copy paste this. And then I'd like to pass on a copy of this. So you could highlight this, click on this little link button to insert a link to your handbook. Just giving them more information and just letting them know, hey, any questions you might have, I've already thought about it. So you're just trying to be proactive, thinking through the process like, okay, if somebody was kind of interested in classes, what more information do they need to pull the trigger on that? So I'm going to save, and then I just add an email, and then this one, copy paste. You don't want to miss what we have planned at the studio this spring. Copy paste. So this is just maybe the idea that, hey, if you're not even interested in classes, we also have some fun one-time events. So maybe some workshops or something. You could put a link to your studio calendar here. Maybe like an invite to something you have going on. I'm going to save this. I'm going to do one more. Well, I'm going to delay sending. I'm going to change that. So maybe we want to send this one 7 days after the last email. Add an email. This one is just following up, do you have any questions? And when someone gets these emails, they come right from your email box. So it shouldn't feel impersonal, and you don't have to be afraid to encourage them to reply. Because if they reply, it's just going to go to your email. And then from that point, you get to continue being a real person and reply to their email. Give them more information. Do you have any questions about classes? Have any questions for me? Also, I think I'm linking here, passing on our FAQ page, blah, blah, blah. So again, you're not trying to trick anybody. You're just trying to give them more information and anticipate concerns or questions they may have. So maybe I'm going to send this one 3 days after that last one went out. You're going to need to change all these to published. Save this one, publish. Save this one, publish. Save all. So now this sequence is set up. So the third and final set is I'm going to set up an automation. So this kind of makes it so my form and my sequence is connected. So I set up a new automation. I create it, click that button, joins a form. So I'm going to choose that form I made. I think it was actually untitled. I don't think I gave it a title, but yours would have a title that's specific so you can find it at Event. Okay, so now when somebody does this, we're going to say, okay, what happens there? Action. We want it to go to an email sequence. So now I'm just going to go, oh, there's my sequence, add action. Now this is all done. So all I have to do, edit step. I don't know why this isn't showing. Oh, pause. This is what I need. I was looking for save. Turn it on. Yay, it's live. So anybody that goes through that form that I made is going to be automatically sent to ABC Dance Academy, this sequence. And then that's the end of the automation. The very cool thing is you can add, every plus sign is an opportunity to add somebody else. So let's say you also wanted to tag these people that signed up in this form, and then later you want to follow up on those people and add them to your regular newsletter list. Or you could even add in a step here that omits these people from your regular email list until they go through this series and then they go back to your email list. So there are so many options to tag, to segment, to automate that are just not available to you in MailChimp Constant Contact. And if they are available, they're not as intuitive and easy. With this software, I mean, we were able to get up and running pretty frequently. I would say the only thing I've run into is that you do have to hit save often. But really, that's it. So that is just a simple way to think about getting an email automation set up. And when I'm thinking about sending automatic emails, I just try to think about, okay, what information do people need? What paints a fuller picture of our studio? And it's not salesy, it's not pitchy. It's just you're really being proactive and giving them information. And if they don't want it, they'll unsubscribe. I don't think anyone thinks you're a bad person because you're trying to give them more information about something they inquired about. So don't go crazy, but I think 3 emails giving them more information would make most parents feel like, okay, this studio has their act together. They're really giving me all the information I need. It's very simple, and make them have really positive feelings about your studio, which is always what we're looking for. So this is Convertkit. It's an email management software. We love it. So if you're interested in learning more, pop on our Facebook page or in the community and let us know, and we can maybe look into doing a few more tutorials. They do offer a free trial, which is an awesome way to kind of get a feel for it and play around and see if it's something you think you would use. But that's that. So the blog post was all about sales funnels, and in that I also included a blueprint, and then an email automation series, which is or an email sequence series is what we kind of went through today. It's just one element of that, and a simple way to kind of get started thinking about how you work people through that funnel. So getting from people that are interested, giving them all the information they need, letting them get to know you, continuing the conversation, and then hopefully getting them to the point where they're feeling like, yes, let's do this. I need to get my child in a dance class ASAP. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Hopefully this has been helpful, and we will look forward to seeing you soon in our next blog post, our next video, and inside our Facebook group. Thank you. Bye-bye.